think we're live. Let's see. Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back to another live episode of Red Hill Racing Podcast. I'm Ben Knight, once again here with my co-host, Mr. 40 Time. Mr. needs to go to the doctor tomorrow, but he's still here with us.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
up,
here.
Dustin?
I've been better, but I'm alive, so I mean it could be worse, right?
Yeah. You want to tell him you got a little blood pressure up and down?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like that deal was, it just hit me. I mean, no kidding. Tamara was actually awake at midnight, which is weird because she's usually mouth hanging open, drooling at that point in time. But I said, let's go to bed. I was like, I need to get some rest. And I guess about 30 minutes of me just laying there with my eyes closed, thinking I'm going to go to sleep. It was like something just like thudded me in the chest. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, hey, check my blood pressure. And I did. And I ain't like my blood pressure usually runs like maybe the highest 130 over like 79. Like that's normally where it's at, the highest. And it was like 178 over 108 when I read it in the bathroom, and I about fucking hit the floor when I seen it. And my dad had a stroke, right? So they always told me during his stroke stuff that the lower number, if it's over 100, that's bad news.
Yeah, for sure.
I seen that.
You didn't play around with that.
Yeah, but hell, today it's been flirting with it all day, off and on, so it's crazy. But I can't do nothing until I go to the doctor tomorrow. So,
well, at least you're going to the doctor tomorrow. So if Dustin has to bail on us tonight, y'all know why. He might be going to the ER or something. Hopefully
no, I ain't going back up there getting poked and prodded again for nothing.
Yeah. Real quick, as always, not safe for work. I think we already dropped some bombs, so we're gonna curse. Sorry, apologize in advance. But it is what it is. We got a special guest. He's already waiting in queue. He's in the background. This StreamYard is badass. It's pretty cool. We got Fabian chilling. We're gonna pull him up in just a minute.
Ricky Woods said his wife said she's invested in the show.
All right, my man. That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. We'll run down through our due diligence real quick. Shout out to our sponsors. We appreciate y'all. I'm rocking the first one right now. Worldwide Bearings. Thank you, Dave Conforti, for support. Dan, Beth at MPS Racing. Penske Racing Shock. Shout out Dustin. Eric, MTC Engineering. Ralphie, I just seen he done shout us out. Shout out Ralphie, Platinum General Services.
What's up, buddy?
Whole family at Schnitz Racing. Shout out to them, especially Dave. Had a big thing going on today. If you know, you know.
Good news.
Kevin at Manchester Mines. Montgomery Motorsports. Dustin's baby, Hard Times Parts and Service. My little baby, Night Marketing Group. Then we got Val at Energy Coil. Our combined love child of University of Wynn. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Mike Burkhart and BMF Motorsports. So appreciate the support from them. Not only them, but also all you awesome patrons, and subscribers. Good news too. Breaking news pretty much. Next week we're doing the first big giveaway. So somebody's going to get picked. Someone who's a subscriber. So you still have time. If you're not signed up, subbed up, go to the website, get on there, because for $1 you could win either a set of Energy Coil ignition coils, a BMF carbon fiber tank shell, or Kevin at Manchester Mines will do a short neck frame service for you on your frame. So basically, I don't know, about $700 worth of value there, which you could win for $1. So sign up if you're not subbed up. We're going to do that next week because we're right at 10,000 downloads. We appreciate y'all. Darren's already just seen looking over at the chat. He said, come on, number 8. I think we do owe the group a giveaway tonight. So we'll do a $50 gift certificate giveaway tonight. And
did you figure out how to do that on here?
No, but I got a backup plan. I mean, if I can't share the screen with everybody to see, we're going to have Mr. Fabian pick a number. Simple as that. I feel like that's good. Cool.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to pick number 8 now. Sorry, Darren.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. We'll see.
He can't hear us, I don't think. Maybe he can.
He definitely can hear us. I see him laughing.
Okay.
So you got anything else? Without further ado, we're bringing our guest on. And like I said, just remember, if you can't tune in tonight, if you're listening to this tomorrow or days down the road or week down the road, this is live. So we're going to try and read the comments and let y'all know what we're talking about. So
yeah, we kind of messed up on that a little bit last time, but it was the first time, so we have excuse.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was bad. I mean, hell, I think we had like 1,000 views on the live show anyways, which I guess
I tried to like read them, basically like I was reading them to you, but just got to try to stay on top of that.
Yeah. All right. We now welcome to the show the legendary XDA announcer. Welcome to the show, Fabian. What's happening, brother?
What's happening, guys? Dustin, trust me, as somebody that's had the blood pressure issue in the past, I mean, hope you're feeling all right. I had to go to the ER myself a little bit, a little fluid on my knee, but ain't nothing going to keep me down. I mean, bring it on.
Tractor versus human.
Oh man. I think that when I saw that, I was like, wow. I mean, and I know, God rest his soul, I know Johnny Mulligan is smiling and laughing right now about that. So, but just happy to be here tonight, fellas.
Well, we're glad you could join us tonight for sure. I know you were giving me a little bit of shit last week when you were like, "Hey, man, what about me?" And I'm like, "Dude, you forgot to tell me your schedule."
oh yeah. See what had happened was when my back got set up, I got to check it in the savings. Somebody's in my savings, but I got to switch it. It is totally slipped my mind coming back from NMRA Norwalk to PDRA last week, which Braden Davis doubling up again. I mean, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And,
what about that?
Killing it.
So wait, did you say awesome. You were out there announcing at PDRA?
I was actually filling in for Derek Beach, who he couldn't make it that weekend, and Tyler called me up and said, "Hey, can you do it?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." So it was great. It was great to do that. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, we just 5-track records got broke that Saturday night, so it was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
You're like the record magnet announcer. Like Fabian's announcing, his record's getting broke. You can believe that.
Shit's going down. Shit's going down. No, that's awesome, Fabian. I guess maybe I seen that on there. I got so much stuff going on. It's funny. I told Tiffany earlier, I said, and y'all, I hope y'all laugh at this, and I don't think it's too much. I was taking a shower earlier. So I washed my hair right, and then I got to thinking about something. Then I got thinking about something else, and like literally 3 minutes later, I'm like, I don't know if I like washed my body yet. Like, so I'd tell Tiffany, I'm like, this is how my brain works. Don't spit your water. But like, I literally, like, I'm thinking of 20 different things. I feel like at all times. So if I miss that, sorry. But anyways, welcome to everybody who's tuned in live. We got the ET Gangster, Ricky Wood, Mike Davis. That's a super stock killer, the big guy doing it. Like I said, we got Ralphie, Darren, Jazzy J on Dope Sick. So, yeah, did you see that, Fabian? Ricky Wood said you're the baddest announcer in the effing game.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, but I definitely had a lot of help along the way. Jason Miller, Royce, Chris gave me a chance back in March of 2005. I mean, they knew who the hell I was, and they just gave me a shot. And lo and behold, 19 years later, I'm still here. I mean, just loving. I absolutely love what I do. So you racers are a big part of that, and I'm very, very thankful for you guys allowing me to live my dream.
Well, I mean, I think I speak for everyone when we say we can tell how passionate you are about it, and that's, I think, what makes you such a great announcer. Do you care to elaborate? Like, I mean, I know you said Jason and Royce and them kind of gave you the chance, like. But how did that come about? Were you just going to the racetrack, or something you kind of always had your sights on?
Well, my dad, I grew up, 10, 15, 20 minutes from Maryland National Raceway, my whole life. And my dad and I always went. And when I was about 4 or 5 years old, I met Royce for the first time, and his hair is still exactly the same. A hair ain't moved on that head since like 86. Hope I still have a job after that. But I told him.
I don't think he's listening.
Well, he may not be, but one of his kids might be. But anyway, I told him I was going to work for him that night. He's like, oh, okay. And then when Jason interviewed me, Royce walked in the room, and you never see that how Royce gets that look like when deja vu hits him. He's like, wait a minute. Yeah. And that's just how it was. I mean, and just something, sport I always loved. And the fact I got the opportunity to do it and still get to do it is like, it's like you guys getting to ride, motorcycles on the racetrack. It's something, you love, whether you red light or, you go trip zip dead, trip zip dead on, you're loving it. So
one of my favorite things about Royce, and you usually let me have this joy, is when you post videos or something when people don't move their car and he moves it with a tractor. I absolutely love that. I think that is the coolest thing ever, to move somebody's car because they won't move it with a tractor. It's awesome.
What he's referring to is this is that I think it was either Supercharged or Jet Wars, probably a couple. No, it wasn't World Cup.
Okay,
yeah, I think it was either Supercharged or Jet Wars a couple years ago, where somebody in the Escalade parked their Escalade underneath the awning of Hannah Motorsports, and we called it out for about 20 minutes. And Roy said, "All right." So Royce actually goes out there with a backhoe and drags it out of there. And
that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
It was like, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. The tires are going skipping
it. Oh yeah, it was. There were probably a couple hundred people down there just watching him do it, and it was just like, it was like one of the greatest things I have ever seen that did not happen on a racetrack. So
yeah,
that's awesome. I can't even imagine, because I think Fabian knows, I know Dustin does, but my 4 years at Bristol Dragway, hell, I got some stories, but the amount of stories you probably have stored up, wow.
Which I can always tell, since Jimmy Miller III's watching, how he won like 9 races in 1 year once in one of his 2 championship years. So he's probably giving me a thumbs up for that. But just like the stories,
Jimmy ain't having none of that luck as of late. He's that's not a jab at the squirrel. He's been telling everybody, poor squirrel. I think we said on the last show or a couple of shows ago, man, he is getting slapped around with some badass packages. It's not even funny, actually.
And it takes luck in this game, man. Yeah. And sometimes you ain't got the other guy's got the luck. You know what I mean? Like, you just it's part of it.
Oh, definitely. But speaking of luck, I posted a question earlier today, and Jason Miller and I have raced each other 9 times. Not heads up, because his scooter's always faster than mine.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, he's not going to want to admit to this, but I actually have a winning record against Jason Miller.
No, what do y'all dial in or just give a head start?
It's dial in. Because obviously, me being a heavier, better looking guy.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Almost like Joe Procopio, the chunky love. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So I take off first. I think first couple of times I was like 001, 002, and then I hear a scooter coming. So when I let him pass me, and right in the speed trap, I hit the brakes. He goes through. I look up at the scoreboard. His wind light didn't come on. He's like, "Oh man!" And then I'm going by him like laughing.
All right, I'm taking a stab at the record.
Yeah, it's what do you think the record is?
I'm going 7-2. What do you think, Dustin?
I wish.
6-3.
5-4.
Oh man, come on. We was giving you plenty of credit there.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, at least I didn't lose on pinks.
Yeah. Oh God.
Man. I
wish Mikey Slow was in here right now.
That's a zing for earlier, because Fabian posted this question on the live announcement earlier, and Jason immediately was on there and was like, ask him, what did he say? He said, ask who won when money. So y'all bet money one time? Is that it?
Yeah, a couple times we bet money. Now, he won more money, but I won more races.
He actually tries when there's some dollars involved. I see.
He's playing you. He's playing you.
Yeah, he's sucking me in. But that's just part of like you guys said, the many stories we have. From racing. And like I said, when I first met Dustin at Rockingham, and he qualifies 32 in Todd Sportsman and wins the darn thing. So
that was blood pressure problems.
Oh yeah. But
he's young and fresh. All of us, all three of us.
I'm still young, man. What the hell's going on?
Oh man.
I definitely have more gray than you, so I got that covered. Shout out to Mr. James Henson. What's up, James? That's one of our University of Wynn members. Appreciate you. Got Tom Grooms on here, Mr. Red Rocket, and the new dragster owner. What's up?
That's my homie there, man. Tom is.
Like I said, we got Squirrel, Ralphie, Bruce Tandy's up on here. Jason and Angela, man, good to see you're back home and healing up.
Absolutely.
Get lots of rest.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
if y'all weren't aware, Jason was in a motorcycle accident down in Aruba, where he lives. Pretty bad. So I think he spent like 6 weeks. He's in the hospital for a while. So we're glad you're home, Jason.
No doubt.
We know it'll be a while, but we're thinking of you and can't wait to get you back at XDA because we know you enjoy coming. And hell, I think, what was it, the first XDA? I'd have to pull it up. Fabian might know. I feel like Jason went to like semifinals Super Stock and maybe semifinals Street T. It was something wild.
At the first
good.
XDA?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'll start typing it up.
Let me look. Which I can tell you, Lawrence Curry was the first one to ever turn on a win light in XDA competition. That was on the very first race, so I can tell you that.
Okay, all right.
But then people ask me all the time, how do I remember this stuff? And honestly, it's because of Royce and it's because of Royce and Jason. Just they put that in, to make sure the note things. I mean, Jason looked at me, how do you remember this stuff? I mean, it's just like,
I can't remember what I did the last race, and you can remember what 2014 or whenever the hell it was. I'm like, whoa.
April 27th through 29th of 2018 was the first XDA race. Let's see.
But you've been along through all the what should we call them? The iterations from MyRock to
he's went through all the
phases.
IDBL, now XDA. Stand the test of time. That's how good you are.
The other night, me and my wife was looking through my sticker boxes, as I call it, because I was putting some sponsor decals on the Trunchbull, and she found an IDBL sticker and a MyRock sticker. I said, "Don't leave them in there. Them things are vintage." That's what I told her. But they might be worth something one day.
Man, MyRock stuff to me is just OG stuff, especially because that's like when that's basically when me and Dustin both started racing like big stuff.
When somebody rolls the lanes beside you these days and they got a MyRock sticker on their back, that's a good that's OG right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's OG shit for sure, for sure.
I mean, I still see MyRock stickers. When I'm in the 10 on Fridays, and I know Crystal sees them all the time. MyRock, IDBL. I still see some AMA Pro Star ones. I'm like, damn. I've been around a long time, But MyRock. That's where remember guys at Maryland when Royce would do his G Money get up on Saturday night.
No, man, I've been missing this. We're going to have to get some videos of that.
Footage of this? Pictures?
There may be. There was a time when Royce would go into his alter ego of G Money. Imagine Kenny Rogers and Nelly mixed together.
Oh man, yeah. Somebody's gonna have to dig up some footage of that.
Oh yeah, it was like one of the funniest things.
We got Jazzy saying he remembers. Richard Diggs says those are days. No, I will. Fabian, you have to send us something of that.
Yeah, man, because I just searched Facebook and there ain't a darn thing of that. Because I was
Ronnie Procopio. He said, "I remember that. It was awesome." Hey, look, we got a question from none other than Mr. Ricky Wood. He said, "What was the biggest upset ever in XDA?" He probably means all of it. Can you remember anything that sticks out? Let's not limit to XDA. Anything bike racing.
I mean, the biggest upset I've seen. I mean, there's a couple of them. When Rodney, don't hate me for this, but when Rodney was on that streak he was going on, and then he red lighted like second round, like literally the whole tower. I mean, you guys know how chaotic race control gets.
Yep.
The whole tower got dead quiet. Like, what the heck? And I was like, man, but that was one of them. I mean, I remember Richard Gatson, Jeremy Teasy, side-by-side 640 with the threes. I don't know if you recall that an upset, but I mean, there have been a lot of them. Oh man, I don't know if I can pick just one.
I got one.
There have been a lot of them. All right.
That time that Chris Moore got beat by RJ Bake.
Oh, yeah.
ET Games said that.
Yeah, that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see that?
I was looking for G Money videos, man. Sorry.
Wow, you and Jeff Santine just said the same exact thing.
I know there's a video of it.
I don't know that this is an upset, but since the hillbilly hustler's on here listening, and he commented about remembering the G Money thing, I remember 2 times. It was Michael Herman Jr. and also Jimmy Shiflett, the hillbilly hustler, and Fabian can probably say the exact numbers, but I remember both those guys went on like insane tears, like 3 or 4 races in a row. Like I just remember you announcing like 20 some round wins, like 22. Now it's 23. Like I feel like they both had like 20 round win streaks going over like multiple races.
It was definitely up there in the mid-high 20s. Yeah, it was definitely up there in the mid-high 20s. I mean, y'all really got me looking for
now we're talking really about alter egos. What about Rankin? What one time like he's something Rodriguez or something?
Oh man, so
race,
look,
it was epic. He was trash.
That's I'll tell that one. That's kind of
one of the greatest times I ever had at the racetrack.
But that's some origins of Darnell.
Ahead, Ricky Fabian. Wood just covered a good point. James Herbert beating Rodney first round at the first XDA race. That was probably, I'll go with that one. James Herbert beating Rodney first round at Maryland.
That is big. That's big. Fabian, check your text. Kelly Klontz is texting you. Shout out to Miss Kelly.
Good luck in Norwalk this week, Kelly.
Yeah, good luck, Kelly.
She just sent me a picture. Kelly Klontz, God bless you. She just
had a photo of the silver fox.
and it gets better. It gets better. Chris Klontz is in the winner's circle.
Oh, nice.
I'm
on a side note
right now.
Well, can you show it on the screen?
Yeah, just flip it around.
Let me try. Because I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world, but let's see here.
Just make sure it's the right photo.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Flavor Flav, that's what it looks like.
Wow, that's epic. And you said Chris is in there too?
Yeah, Chris Klontz is over. Let me go the other way. There's Chris.
Look at you look like a kid too. Man, Chris, you look like a kid, bro.
I think Jason Miller needs to bring G Money back. Like, I mean, Jason should take up doing it or something. That's cool.
Oh wow, no, dude, for Fabian, I shit you not, and everybody else, I don't know whether I was racing back then or what, but that's the first I've ever heard of that. That's wild. That's good shit. That's good stuff.
And those were like Saturday nights when we literally we would be done all the ET racing, pro qualifying, and we were just like, we actually could be out of uniform, the officials. I mean, the starter probably stayed in their uniform, but those back then,
they just loosened up and had a good time. Yeah.
Oh, Chris said 2005. Oh, well, yeah, way before. Back in 2005,
I was graduating.
Dustin, I guess me and Dustin were. I was just going to say in 2005, I thought motorcycles were still the craziest people on earth because, like, I grew up at the drag strip, but we always raced
I was
cars.
racing them. I just wasn't going out of town. But that's cool.
I just thought you guys were still crazy.
That was my rookie year, Maryland 05. So
rookie year, okay. Quick little backstory. I think the first time I ever went to MIR, and it wasn't. I don't even think it was an XDA or anything. This was a long time ago. Anyways. Point of the story is it was like a points race or something, and I just remember meeting Chris and Kelly, and they were just super nice. Because I didn't know anybody at the track at the time. I just went up for a points race by myself. I think just super nice. So always appreciate that. Welcome a new racer. So yeah, shout out to y'all. And then we need G Money back. That's a for real thing.
No doubt, man. That's cool.
Goodness.
Those were good times, and we still have fun at XDA. I mean, definitely for sure. But
Richard Digg was saying it was the After Dark Underground. That's what Richard Digg.
Yeah, the OG After Dark Underground.
That's when G Money come out, I guess.
Yeah.
Fabian, do you remember that whole scooter race with Darnell Rodriguez? Does that ring a bell to you? Because I still didn't know.
Oh my God!
And maybe you can. I feel like we're safe to air this one out for sure now. And I'd like to hear after the fact. Whether the tower knew. So let's tell the story. So this is just from my perspective. This was back. It had to have been my rock years ago. and I was there, and they had a scooter race one evening or whatever, pit bike.
It
golf cart,
rained
whatever.
and dried up.
Yeah,
or something.
it dried up, so they let us do some stuff. Well, Mr. Mike Rankin signed up for the scooter race, and he might have been enjoying some adult beverages before.
Well, it rained all day, right? So he was already there.
So Mike Rankin signed up as Darnell Rodriguez, and this is what I was going to ask you, Fabian. I don't feel like anybody knew at first, like who it was or what the name, because I just remember like you literally announcing like Darnell Rodriguez wins another round, and like I think Rankin, he won the whole thing that night on the scooter, and I'm just going to be honest, he was
barely
completely trashed.
He never took his helmet off.
But that's right. I don't think he ever took the helmet off.
No.
It was kind of a hidden thing. That's why I wanted to know who it was. Know who was racing, or did you just think some random person named Darnell Rodriguez had signed up?
I was like, okay, Darnell Rodriguez. I'm like, okay. Then when we found out it was Rankin, I'm like, I'd be damn. And Jazzy J, yes, I do remember that. I wish I had never seen it.
He said, anyone remember when Little Richard, Anthony Navarro, Vinny, Mike Slow is in the bikini contest?
Yes,
I don't think I want to see Little Richard in a bikini.
I don't think I want to see any of those guys.
But
I feel like that was the Darnell Rodriguez. I feel like that's Mike Rankin. He started that. I kind of feel like that's what we just started calling people, aka my alias, when they maybe indulged a little too much.
Yeah, that might be what started that. No joke. Yeah, that's
all I remember is because I still call Rankin Darnell, and we always get a good kick out of that. He's the OG Darnell. I'm just the new age one.
But I mean, those were. Yeah, and then there was once my father came to his first mile rock race, and it was rain. We had a bikini we were having a bikini contest. Well, Mike wouldn't work, and G Money, Austin. He was dressed as Royce. Walked up on stage, and my dad said, "Royce Miller, number 6," and the crowd went nuts. And Royce is like, really?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean. Times. Oh yeah, those were some.
So we got back in the day. We got Miss Lindsay saying, "I'll never forget this. Laugh my ass off. Mike signed me and him up. I broke out first round, and he won the whole thing. Yep, that's correct." Yes. And then Hillbilly also shows my scooter. I was like, "Who is this guy Darnell riding my scooter?" Yeah, because like Dustin said,
Jimmy didn't even know
his helmet off. He never took his helmet off.
That was one of the most epic scooter races, just because we were all we were just like mesmerized by him.
We was having fun.
Going rounds and he was trash.
But that's not all we've done. We've done big wheels races when we were trying to drive the racetrack. So we go out into big wheels races. We started out for the kids, and then Shane Proctor, who still fits on one.
Remember that.
He did that, and then ended up being Jeremy Teasley and Cameron in the final for like $800 or something. And I think Jeremy, he's used to winning everything. So
yeah. I mean, we had Grom shootouts. Remember, Ben? Back when the Grom first come out, I had Grom shootout.
I do remember that.
Yeah, you raced in it. Yeah.
He never won. He never won, but he raced in it.
No, I was gonna say I think I went to like maybe the finals. I feel like.
Yeah, you did them pretty good once. I know they wouldn't let Doug race because his wasn't a Grom.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. Yeah, I feel like Dunnigan beat everybody because his was somewhat Gromish, but not.
Yeah, well,
really.
That's why Dunnigan built his. He was prepared for that. That's kind of why that bike. That Grom is what it is.
Hold the horses, y'all. I just seen something that spiked my interest tremendously. Richard said there was beer trucks on the starting line back in the day.
Yes, there was. We actually had a beer trailer that was. It would usually be next to the diner, but for that race, we would actually bring the beer trailer up to, I guess, where we parked the. We parked some of the equipment now because we didn't have the prep shed back then. We had a little tiny shed. So we would park it over there. And obviously, had to be 21, couldn't be racing. But literally, we had a beer trailer up there. And, I mean, those are
bring it back.
Yeah. But, I might lose on purpose if there's a beer trailer at the starting line. I will never have to go back to my trailer.
but for Boo Brown, Boo Brown's going to hate me for this, but 2006. Our Midnight Madness series, which is it was sponsored by Speed Unlimited, and now it's Late Model Performance. Boo Brown went across the finish line. I think he went across the finish line for his bike because I think the bike washed out. He went across the finish line for the bike did. He won the round. They get to him and hit the words out of his mouth. He may deny this. He says to Jason Miller, and I quote, "Jason, can I please race second round?"
I don't think he's gonna be mad. Hell, just sounds exactly like Rico crashing his shit and then getting up to win.
Yeah.
Brett Ware said tractor versus drunk human if we have the beer up the staging lanes again.
Yeah, you're right, Brett. Actually, I feel bad. I think it was last year at some point down at VMP. I was walking around with some flavored liqueur, and I'm pretty sure I got in Tyler's way and almost got run over by Tyler one time because I'd had too much of the moonshine. So,
but one thing I will say about Tyler Cross now, he is. A lot of people know he's not in his. He might be in his early 30s, maybe late 20s, but the man, he knows his stuff. He can just prep a racetrack. One of the best prep guys and one of the nicest guys I've ever met in this business. So, definitely. What he's done with PDRA, VMP, he definitely deserves a heck of a lot of credit for everything he does, especially his grass cutting skills as well. So.
Yeah,
and me and my wife was talking about that. Like we were.
Now I gotta find that picture.
And I'm like, you know how much mowing has to be done? That's a lot of mowing. Like, I feel like I'm mowing.
Oh yeah.
This isn't slighted any other series, but definitely, us XDA racers, we're spoiled because we've got MIR with Jason and Chris and Royce and the whole crew, including Fabian and all our favorites, Big Dave, Crystal, Stephanie, like everybody, Will. Not trying to exclude anybody. And then we go down to VMP with Tyler and his whole staff. We're spoiled. So just a quick shout out. If y'all are complaining about anything, look, there's the photo. That's at the last XDA event. Tyler had to get ready for Street Outlaws, so he was like, "Man, y'all got this under control. I gotta get some mowing done."
That's awesome. But he was thinking, "She thinks my tractor's sexy."
I had a junior dragster that had that on the side of it.
Are you serious?
Oh man,
yeah, it was green and yellow, and it said, "She thinks my dragster's sexy."
Wow. That's
I think someone may owe you money.
My very first junior was that way. And I remember going to the bracket finals, and I done my little dry hop, and I come to it was at Carolina, so it's uphill, it levels out. And the starter turned around, and he seen it and just started horse laughing.
But
man.
those are
Be more so. What's up, brother? So Fabian, what let's see here. I don't know where we can go with this. What's anything surprised you this year so far? We're 2 races in. We got a mild season, 5 races. So we're after the Bike Fest, the biggest motorcycle drag race of the year, hands down. We're over halfway through the season. So anything stick out to you?
It's with Real Street, it's like it's like a who's who, Cortland Whiting picking up the first win of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Dave Stewart knocking on the door 200. And then, of course, 460. That's like, you make it on the qualifying sheet, you have a chance to win that. It's just like you see so much. But the biggest surprise this year, probably for me, was somebody from Elkton, Virginia, winning 2 classes in one day.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know how big of a surprise that was. I didn't have the best first race, so I had to try and redeem myself. It's funny, Dustin and I were talking. Let's see. I lost first round at the first race, and Dustin, you lost first round at the last race. So we're tied for points, right? And then we both won Top Sportsman.
That sounds about right.
I have no idea.
There we can hear you. He's looking up the screen. Well, we are tied, I'm telling you. So that's pretty cool. And then we got I think, who was it? Our good buddy Squirrels right behind us. I don't know. That's cool with me. I don't want to say I was down and out, but like after the first race, it's like it's not how you want to start, the year with a first round loss. I just pulled it up. So Dustin and I are tied at 91 points in Top Sportsman. Our homie, our brother, Boo Brown and Daddy-O are tied at 90. We got a 1-point lead over them.
Wow.
That's
not even nothing. Yeah.
Then we got Bill Maturo. Bill, I'm sorry. I don't even know. You have to tell me how to say your last name. Sorry.
The bread man.
The bread man. We got the bread man. We got,
You said it right.
Go ahead, Peter. Okay. Then we got Gary Klontz, Dave Cornell, and the Squirrel, all tied at 80 points. Man, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, when you have 7 races, you can have a bad race, but 5 races, that's tough on points, So I think this year, and this is just my thoughts, Fabian, I feel like we're going to have some really down to the wire points championships.
Oh yeah, which makes me sad that that unfortunately I will as of right now I will not be at the Fall Nationals. I'm on assignment with NHRA at VMP that weekend. But I will be keeping up from VMP.
That's kind of a letdown. I mean, I think we all understand you got to go with the big fish, but wow, the last race, man. We're gonna miss you sorely.
Trust me. When I missed that first race, I was literally like, I'm laying in the hotel, like, why am I in a hotel or something? Because I was actually in the NHRA divisional down in Silver Dollar, it's like an hour and a half south of Atlanta or wherever it is, but I was able to make our prayer service that the CMA, who do so much for all of us, they say a prayer over all the officials and all the racers each and every morning. So I was able to do FaceTime Dave Roberts to do that. So I technically was at the first race, but
there you go.
I mean, man, but you're right. It's going to come down to the wire because we're going to have to go through tiebreakers and looking at qualifying. I mean, qualifying in every class at the last race may mean something. Hopefully I don't have to. But hopefully I don't have to tell Jason on his birthday that Dustin Lee's actually the champion, not which
we don't need to bring that one up. We don't need to bring that one up.
Which luckily Chris Miller, who does a phenomenal job, he does all those points and everything. So I'm safe there.
We're not going there because the amount of knowledge you store and everything you do. Look, hey, we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. Look, I got Dustin. You going to say your favorite comment right there?
Bring it on.
Mr. Mahoney. He said, I don't know what year, but my favorite memory was when
he'd be surgical with this bitch. Love that.
Can we get
2007?
I feel like we need some Red Hill Racing podcast shirts, and we're going to start taking quotes. And we would like to get the rights to saying "surgical" with this bitch. Please, that can be the first shirt.
I can't remember where he went to have breakfast. He's like, "I had me a good breakfast this morning." It was funny, dude. He was like, "And I'm just surgical with this bitch." I was.
That's right. That's right. I think we talked about that on the last one. We did. Shirts. Check that out and see if we can get the rights to that. Jacob. Dean said, Fabian, for the record, Dustin said he's taken after you when it comes to procedure of calling bikes in the lane. Well, I think that's a good thing. We think
it is. Jacob's a little raw, though, when, people make a mistake and lose. He, drags them through the mud.
So do I, but
but you'll be like, oh, such and such drilled such and such on the tree. But Jacob's like, what are you doing? What was you doing? Taking it like he's just dragging your carcass
I like that.
Yeah, he's just dragging your carcass through the mud, and then 20 minutes later, you throw your lip stuck out, and he brings it up again. I'm like, I'm gonna go up and smack him.
Jacob's like Dave Chappelle when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
Jacob
it was IHOP breakfast, Daryl. That's exactly what it was when he said that.
Jacob said I need to make it XDA and work with Fabian. That would be cool.
But next time you guys see Dave Roberts, ask him about Waffle House at VMP.
Dave Rob.
I don't think anybody can top mine and Boo's Waffle House.
Yeah,
story.
no, for sure. Yeah.
This one can.
I don't know. It was Boo. Me and Boo went to Waffle House on a Saturday or a Friday, and Boo won 10,000. And then we went to the same Waffle House in the same seat, and then I won 10,000.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty hard to beat
that.
Yeah, same waitress and all, everything. Ordered the same food. Nothing changed.
So Brett Ware brings up a good point, and Dustin and I brought this up, I think, 2 or 3 podcasts ago. I think, and I'd probably agree with him at this point, I think probably the most mind-blowing thing so far this year for me personally is Mr. Mark Rendaluc. going 640s 11th pass on a pro street bike and like consistently going 40s and chopping the tree down at that last race. That was truly mind blowing. And
oh yeah, for sure.
So I agree with you on that, Brett. So hopefully Mark's listen. Fabian, you got his name? You got it down?
I'm guilty for messing.
Mark.
I'm guilty for messing his name up. I've always said Mark Rendeluck. Like I've always said.
But the thing is, Chris Higgins will back me on this. A lot of announcers will. If we're saying your name wrong and you're winning, do not tell us. Wait till after you're out. Because therefore, if you tell us, the next round we'll say it right. You end up losing, then it's our fault.
So I do have a question for you. So, do I just get good night, Ben night, whether I lose or win now? Because I feel like that started out when I got my ass kicked, like good night, Ben night. But now I feel like
I think I started that.
Lose.
I think I started getting that said back in 15.
I think it started when you. I think it started when you won. Then it kind of crossed over to when you lost. So sometimes what comes from here to here doesn't always make sense. It just comes out. But I think it started when you won.
I guess you could look at it if I win, then you say good night, like I'm saying good night, midnight. But then I think it's definitely better for if I'm on the L end.
Oh yeah, it definitely fits the losing scenario, baby.
But,
good night, midnight. Go to sleep. You're done.
When Dave Roberts said he almost had the draw, he is not kidding. And he's not draw. Kidding. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah. All right, we'll get a recap of that in the next race. Almost had to draw up on somebody.
But I mean, Brandon Litton, he's been tearing it up this year. I mean, doing a great job. Unfortunately, I see JP Linker has slid one the next day event. Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even seen a sled at XDA.
I think they were
maybe IDBL or something.
I think MyRock and IDBL were there. They were more common. I mean, I think they're perfectly legal within the rules. We just haven't.
Oh yeah,
they're just rare.
Hell, bring that sucker. I wouldn't care to race one. Bring it on out.
JP's saying that back in the day, and maybe in MyRock's a sledded one. I do remember seeing some sleds back in the day.
Oh yeah, I mean we used to get like 5 or 6 at every race.
I ain't never raced one, but I like to party. Bring that thing on down.
Oh yeah,
I like
which by the way, Kip Green. Who you both have raced and you both have won. You both have gotten whipped by him. He actually became the first motorcycle racer in MIR history to win Moddy T points race at Maryland National Raceway. So
that was this year, right?
I mean, yep, 67 years in Maryland, first rider to ever do it. So, I mean, that was definitely
that's
huge
impressive.
Feat, so.
Kip did a good job on that. And then what was it last year? Mike Schultz won at King of the Creek. That was big news too. He won or whatever.
At Wesley Washington's race. So I mean, it's really. I mean, I'm not gonna. At first, I was against motorcycles racing cars, but then but the motorcycle guys are okay with it, and the car guys are okay with it. You know, so I mean, because it's just
I'm with you on that.
Maryland a couple years ago, so.
I'm with you on that, Fabian, and Dustin will tell you I was never a big fan of it too, but here's my thought over the years as I've gotten older. And I hate to say part of it is that's the only like place if you like if you want to go race for like a ridiculous amount of money, you got to go race cars. And that's not a knock on anybody, but you know, like you can go race. We can go race this weekend, next weekend, the following weekend for $25,000 plus. Any weekend, pretty much of the year now, you can go to a big money car race if they allow bikes, which most of them do. So that's cool.
Right.
But honestly, man, you know, to me nowadays, it's more dangerous driving to and from the racetrack than actually racing. So I don't give a shit whether I race a car. Now,
because that guy in that race car on their phone looking at Facebook while they're driving.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I would prefer to I try to only go to like good, wide, big tracks when, you know, like I'm not, no offense, but Dustin will tell you the first time I ever raced a car was at freaking Cherokee, and I didn't mean to race the car, and it scared the living shit out of me. I'm telling you, I could open this door from my lane. So F that.
It's threading the needle at that track. I've done that a bunch.
I'm not interested in that. But if it's a decent sized track, I like racing cars. I've changed my opinion on that, I guess is what I'll say.
Well, realistically, it ain't like we're going out there and we're getting beside a no prep car. You know, the only person that's a goober enough to do that's Wes Brown at Crossville with Chuck. It's like, you know, like I'm not getting out there beside something that's already on the edge anyway. But a bracket car, for the
Right.
most part, like honestly, a dragster would be the safest thing you could ever sit beside because they really don't.
I
have to
agree.
really happen much, you know.
Yeah, rarely
Right.
ever did anything happen with those. So yeah, no, that's cool to see Kip and Mike Schultz and just some bike guys beating up on the cars. That's I'm trying to get Dustin to go to a big race.
Battle them cages. I'm gonna try this year, man, if I can get my blood pressure right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I guarantee you
order
way
some
to
crabs.
speed it up. Oh
Order some
yeah,
crabs,
how
he'll be
was the
there.
crabs, Dustin?
I ate crabs this evening, guys. Like I ordered them from Maryland. Next day, shipped them yesterday. I was all excited, and then all the crap happened last night, and I'm really not even interested in eating much of them. I eat some.
Man, you're
Hammer,
hard up
I
with
did
them blue
enjoy
crabs.
watching my old lady eat them because she don't get them that much, and she's down there just pigging out when I come up here.
Yep. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Boo said beating him up in the stands. What is he talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
He was betting at the car races.
Yeah. So all right. So at that last year, me and Squirrel were at King of the Creek.
Rico raced too, right?
Cars. Well, yeah. Here's the story. Boo calls me and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, me and Jimmy are at Maryland." He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We're racing cars." He's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I'm like, "Tell you what." He was coming back from. I think him and Rico were maybe coming back from a different race or something. I don't know, somewhere. And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you're not gonna race car, are you?" He's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, Rico will." And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Man, I ain't trying to tell you nothing, but just tell Rico this shit is tough. Like, they are blasting me and Jimmy over here. We're getting our asses kicked." So he's like, "We'll be there in an hour." Boo shows up. We unload. Rico goes up there, and I think the next day, I might have been that late at night. Rico comes up to me and Squirrel, and he's like, "Man, these guys are rough." And we're like, "We told you." But then, wow, Boo got down there. Him and Brandon Bachmeyer, my good buddy there. For y'all probably know Brandon. Most of y'all, he was back biker trash back in the day. Now he's got him a dragster. Boo and Brandon wore everybody out betting. Not only were they betting on the track, Brandon's left hand was hot, baby. I'm telling you, they was.
Is this when
dice.
Darnell was smoking a cigarette? Who never smokes?
Darnell was allegedly smoking cigarettes that night.
Oh God, it made my head hurt.
It was it's a rough night. But Boo and there's actually, I think it's videos or pictures, but I don't think we can share those of basically Darnell slumped over almost head on Boo's shoulder in my camper as he's counting out like 1,000. Like the next morning I woke up and basically the recap from Boo and Brandon was that, while I was just out being a menace, drinking and getting wild, I think they each won like $4,000. It was something crazy. And then Boo comes up with a winner's circle photo of Corey Galletti, who is a bad young guy in car racing world. And he had Corey in the winner because that was Boo's man. He somehow he was taking like 2-to-1 bets on Corey every round. Corey won like the $25,000 race that night. And the next morning, he's like, "Man, I'm telling you. And he shows me a picture. There's Corey Galletti in the winner's circle with a $25,000 check and a Boo Brown racing T-shirt on. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Yes.
Paul Phillips. I'm feeling a little bit better. I've just been battling it up and down today, but I go to the doctor tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna get our man right tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of the Boo Brown story there. Jeff Santine says Darnell needs cigars. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, let me bring me one next race. Let's ride around and do that. You come in, you got everything right for the next race, right, Jeff? I think you told us last week. So yeah, we're ready. Let's rock. I'll bring the Old English, the OE. You bring some cigars. We ready. We ready. Anybody who's watching, y'all got any questions for Fabian? Any trivia? Anything y'all want to know? I mean, we got the man, the myth. He's full of knowledge. Let's see if we got anything come in.
Fabian,
sure.
Fabian, do you have like anything that like sticks out in your mind? One of the greatest memories from the racetrack for you?
Yeah,
like you personally.
It doesn't have to be bikes.
Actually, I wasn't announcing this one. It was August 9th. 2009, I actually started my first race. It was a Harley race, and I started. So Well, back then, before we had Facebook was really, as big as it was, Jason send us our schedules every month. So he called me up and said, "Hey, we got a surprise for you in August schedule." So I looked at the schedule and it has, under my time for August 9th, it has S, which means starter. I'm like, "You serious?" He's like, "Yes." So I started August 9th, 2009, my first race I started. 2016, going to Canada for the first time and almost getting arrested.
Hey!
All right. Here's what happened.
Story time.
So nobody got arrested, and I was riding over with Claude Peak, who was the chief starter of the IHRA at the time, and Gary Murphy, one of our tech guys. Flights were delayed all over the place. I was stranded at the Detroit airport for like 9-10 hours. So we get to the border, and the border patrol agent says, "How you doing?" That sort of thing. We'll bring you guys to Canada. Well, Claude, he's from South Carolina. Well, we're three fellas to meet up every year, and we go to a race every year. And he asks us, "You're not participating, are you?" Guy has no idea. He's talking to the chief starter of IHRA, an announcer, and a tech guy. We're like, "No." "Have any of you ever been arrested?" Claude says no. I say no. Murph's in the back, and he's thinking about it. He's like, "Well, I reckon." I reckon. We're like, "Oh God!" And he's like looking at us like, if he finds our IHRA, we are done. So finally, he lets us go after that. He walks around the car a couple of times and that sort of thing. He gives us our passports back, says, "All right, you guys have a good night." We're like, whew. I was scared to death.
Mine's not as mine's I went to Canada one time to visit Mr. Val at Energy Coil. No problem getting in. They welcomed me in with open arms. I'm telling y'all, when I flew back to America, and I thought, we had a good cross-border thing going, man, they took me aside. Or no. Was it when I got there? Hold on, let me get that back. Yeah, no, it was when I got there. Yeah, they let me leave. I guess they wanted to get me out of that country. But when I got there, they had me locked up for like 2 hours for no reason. Like, I still don't know why. Like, they asked me what I was doing there. They're like, business or pleasure? I was like, I'm just coming up to visit a friend. And like, for whatever reason, they just didn't believe me. They questioned me for like 2 hours. And I mean, like, I was just, I don't know. I was a little bit anxious, a little bit scared, but mostly frustrated because like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. So I was like, what in the hell? Like, I was like, I did not know going to Canada was this big a deal. So anyway, shout out to all our Canadian friends.
Oh yeah. And all right, Dave Roberts, what he's referring to was we went to Texas 2K, TXT 23.
I've seen this.
Hold on, tell him. Big Dave Roberts said driving too slow. That's what we're talking about.
Because apparently the speed limit was 55. I was going 53.
I mean, he's not getting a ticket.
That's not
he's
bad.
being a
That's
good
not
boy.
Too bad.
Yeah. But then ask Dave Roberts about who got flipped off. I think it was like 2 mornings later. Jason is he's in a Chevy Suburban. It's Jason, Chris, Zach, one of the senior MIR techs, Jimmy Howard. No, I don't think Jimmy was in the car. Michael, XA starter, and Dave. And Jason pulls up next to me, and I don't even look over, and I just roll down the window, and all of a sudden up goes my middle finger. And Jason said he was crying. He was out of his arm, but yeah, I was.
Couldn't believe Fabian did that. He shocked the world.
Shock factor.
David said Fabian, 40 and a 65.
Yeah, 40 and a 65. You stretching it a little bit, Fabian?
It was more like 53 and a 55.
All right. JP's got a question for you, Fabian. He says, "What's the most classes won by one person in a weekend at XDA?" It's 3.
I believe it is. I believe it is 3, and I believe it's. I know Dustin's one of them. I want to say Herman's one of them, and I think Teasley.
Okay,
yeah.
That sounds.
Dustin,
I could definitely believe Jeremy's done that.
Sure. I think Jeremy's done
what'd you win, Dustin?
Yeah, because he's done like the pro classes and stuff too. Like there's been times he's won like Crazy H, Real Street, Pro Street. You know what I mean? I've seen him do that.
So you think JT has won 4 possibly, Fabian?
I think 2 of them were bulls, and then Pro Street, and I want to say it was probably 5, 6, or maybe one of the last years we had Crazy 8. So I think JT's done 4.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's probably one that could easily do it because he probably ran 8 different classes that event.
Oh.
Okay, and Dustin, what'd you win? You won 3 in one weekend?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4. I can't remember, to be honest. I remember one time winning 3 when Jack was running the show. And I think there was a time before that I went to 4 finals, but won 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's back when we had a Saturday Pro ET and Sunday Pro ET.
Yeah. It was back when we had more racing. It's hard to do now because we don't, race really as
much. Yeah. Okay, so there you go, JP. We think it's 4 possibly by JT. That sounds right to me. And then a couple others, Dustin, and you said maybe Herman Jr. has done it. So, yeah.
My personal record, JP, is 5 at one event, and that's going to be hard to beat.
5 was at STBA?
Yeah.
Wow. 5 in one weekend. Yeah, that's impressive. I think.
Now, saying that, one of those was a finish up from the prior race. So
okay.
it was still like I won 5 that day.
Yeah.
Still counts.
Oh yeah, was that all in a day?
Yeah, all in one day.
my buddy from back here, Nick. He said Nick Whitelock said Walker Knight going to be the first to win 5. Man, that'd be epic. That would be badass. I'll take that.
We can only hope 5 or more. It'd be awesome.
Walker Knight was actually running his walker into my carbon fiber bodywork last night, just ramming it, just boom, boom.
You have no pull there. You got to just let them do it.
Oh, I just let it go. I was like, man, whatever. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about you and Spencer, Dustin, and some other people. I'm like, man, my shit's not nice enough. I mean, the carbon fiber is expensive, but he ain't putting nothing on it. I haven't. He ain't going to hurt it. Decals.
No, yeah.
He was trying to straighten out the decals for me.
Yeah.
D.B. Mahoney, yes, I do remember when Jack used to wore a tux. He wore a tux a couple times at X.
He also did a split.
So.
He did a split one time.
Yes, he did. Which I can. That's impressive. I'll give him that.
I mean, man got me on a racetrack with a tux on. Whatever. I mean, ain't nothing on me splitting. Like I got a splitting headache right now. That's about it.
What it is, he's a Swiftie. That's what it is.
Yeah.
A Swiftie. Okay.
But I mean, Jervon, our grudge announcer. I mean, he at World Cup last year. If you folks ever get to see that, it's like one of the biggest races of the year.
I gotta come to one of those.
You guys do. I mean, I know it's only one bike class, but just how alive that place comes. I mean, it's just like
I watch it live all the time, but I want to.
I mean, during a cleanup, Jervon, I don't know how he did it. Got 14,000 people to start doing a wave.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, that's what it's about. Interaction. Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, he is definitely. He's definitely one of the great guys. So he's definitely good friend of mine, and we love having him at XDA. So Tommy,
he's doing a really good job.
So absolutely,
we appreciate you for sure. Montrell, man, shut up! You about to lay the law down on me. Actually, I called Dwayne last night.
Montrell said that he couldn't hardly win one, and then Ben.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin, for saying the context of that. Yeah, Montrell, after we was talking about who's won the most in the weekend, he said I can hardly win one. But man, if I didn't tell y'all, Montrell at the last race was like, we got paired up. I think it was a bracket bash, and he said, man, we never raced. And I said, are you sure? Because I mean, I've raced a lot and I felt like we'd raced. He's like, nah. He's like, I'm looking forward to this. So immediately my mindset's like,
he's on kill. He's about to.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Like I mean, and I don't want this to sound big or anything, but like, yeah, shut up, man. First off, shut up, Peanut Gallery. I'm telling the story, but generally, and I'm not trying to be fathead or anything, but it's like I don't have a lot of people coming up excited to race me. I mean, I was like, all right. So yeah, immediately I'm like, man, he getting ready to wear my ass out. Like I just know it. Montrell was 001 red, dead one. He was almost perfect. And yeah, Dustin, you was right. I was 60.
I know.
I left the door open for him.
I get excited to race Ben, especially now knowing its history. B40, I'm good. Shoot.
Oh man.
That's there's a good night Ben night for you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, well, let's see what else you got in on there in the head, Mr. Fabian.
Javon Hall said that Dustin wins too much. Man, that's not possible. Like,
But
I gotta explain something to y'all. If I enter 5 classes and I win 1, I lost 4 damn times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still a big loser, you know.
Dustin and I tried to
I mean-
tell y'all that over the years is that like when if anybody's ever amazed that Dustin and I won 2 or 3 classes, it's because we entered 5, so we still lost half of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but with Dave Roberts can back me up on this one, and I know he will. He would have to say on the radio, Tower, other than Dustin Lee, who's still alive in multiple classes. When we get down towards the end,
I'm really
and
good
we're
though
literally
about telling David what I'm still in when I come up there. I always try to tell him.
which by the way, Stephanie, she does an awesome job
Yes.
out there in the lane.
for
She
sure.
I mean, she's definitely. I mean, she works hard and that sort of thing, and we really, really appreciate her. But I will say the only one guy has actually ever made me cry at Maryland National Raceway. Only one.
Okay.
It's an XTA racer. Shane Proctor.
Shane Proctor. I knew the answer to that.
I'm sure you guys remember. This is years ago when I think he was riding Willie Nichols' bike, and the bike exploded, and he was on fire and that sort of thing. And literally,
I was in the tower with you when that happened.
Yeah, you were. And I literally, and Dustin Batman, I literally just froze. I mean, he won the round, bailed on the bike. Yeah, that was one of the scariest things ever. And then I'm literally like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I was just not there. And then Dee Dee Mahoney calls me. And literally, I'm on the phone with Dee Dee Mahoney, still trying to call the race. And we said, Shane's all right. And I said on the radio, Dave, just talk to Dee Dee. Shane's going to be okay, but he's pissed you ain't wait for him for 3rd round. And literally, like when we were allowed to go up to the hospital to see him, it got to the point at Washington Hospital Center. They said, "You here to see Shane Proctor?" Yeah, you know where the room's at.
Yeah.
I'm literally. He had. I mean, definitely Shane is definitely one of the. I mean, for him to come back from that, I think he won 2 championships after that. To come back from that, that was really. I mean, that was really.
I remember one of his first races back. Me and him racing the finals of the Gamblers, I think it was, and he beat me, and I was perfectly fine with it.
Wait a minute, Dustin. He didn't beat you. He went good night Ben night on you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I remember racing him in the final back when I could do good in the Gamblers, and I can't remember if I went red or whatever happened, but he beat me, and I was just like, man, I was more happy for him because kind of got the monkey off his back, after all that. So
Yeah, that was a scary time back then for sure. I'll tell y'all what, like at that first race when Dre went down, I think it's just because I'm getting old, maybe because I'm a dad now, but like watching Dre go down, like, I mean, like we know each other and all, but I'm not gonna say we're like super tight, but man, that it literally hurt me here. Like I just felt bad. Like I did not feel good that whole weekend. And
we all forget that we're daredevils, man. Like what we're doing is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with you guys on that. It's like, we have that, we have the relationship, the officials and the racers, that sort of thing. And yeah, there's rivalries in the XD. I mean, we all know that. But when something like that happens, I mean, none of that matters. Like, is that guy okay? And that sort of thing. It's like none of that rivalry stuff matters. And I heard about it, and then I'm, glad he's all right, and he'll be hopefully back racing with us soon.
For sure. I think he said he's going to come to the next race.
Oh, good. Richard Diggs has a question. What entry classes will you be? Right now, that's kind of up in the air a little bit because I'm on standby on the national events. So, it could possibly, pop up or they'll send me to Topeka or they'll send me to Indy or whatever. So I'm kind of on standby. So the next for sure race I have is Virginia, which unfortunately is weekend of fall nationals, which I pretty much divisionals. There's just one announcer. It's just me the whole time. But on a national, there's Alan Reinhart, Joe Costello, have our hype guy, Jason Logan, and then Hannah Rickard. So there's about 4 or 5 of us, and we kind of like rotate in and out, that sort of thing. And
I like watching those too because I bought the NHRA TV, and it's cool. They're out there shooting shirts in the stands and stuff and trying to just keep it entertaining while they're cleaning up a mess or whatever. It's pretty cool.
I've seen Fabian try and keep the fans entertained too. He works his ass off when he's out there running around.
But But I mean, oh yeah, especially when I raced a Media Guy World Cup a couple years ago, I won't do that no more. Yeah, my racing days are retired. But I mean, that's what it is. It's like if you got to make a fool of yourself for the fans to have a good time, and that's what it is. Without the fans, without the racers, without sponsors, I don't have a job. There's no racetracks and everything. So really, whatever we got to do to,
me and Jason's talked about this a lot, and it takes all of us, and it's a group thing.
Oh yeah,
and together we can do anything, but we got to be together. You can't
Absolutely.
be against each other.
Absolutely.
I
agree 100%.
Jarvon Hall have a question. What's you guys' favorite class to watch? Man, that's a tough one for me.
I'm gonna let you two go first. I'm gonna let you two go first on that one.
I want to give a few that I like watching, and there's really no one in front of the other. Of course, I like watching the heavy hitter bulls class because it's the most stacked class and the most racers, in my opinion, in the bulls. I really like watching Real Street because you never know what's going to happen, and of course, who don't like watching Pro Street?
Yeah, mine's. I mean, don't get this wrong. I love to watch anything, especially if I got a cold beer in my hand and can bet a little money on it. So I love watching other racers go down the track and enjoy and have fun cheering them on. Hands down, though, for me, it's Real Street. Always has been. I mean, I remember when Darren Burnett took me to my first race. It was My Rock. It was Bike Fest. It was.
You never know what's going to happen.
Hot as a mother. And I wasn't
people
racing.
Could wheelie at 1,000 foot.
Yeah.
There's so much shit can happen.
This had to have been like 2010, 2011.
When it was Real Street.
Oh man, like it was JT I think he had a bounty on him at the time.
He
Chip
did.
Ellis was riding that yellow Gixxer of what's his name from
Obies?
Out in Vance and Hines.
Oh
no, it was Blake. I want to say Blake for some reason.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Anyways, he was riding that, and they were running and so back then, which I guess that was 10, 12 years ago. I mean, they were running 790. Like that was the shit, like to run seven. So, and that was that first time is all it took. I just got into bikes and just started racing them, and I said I'm going to run Real Street one day. So I've checked that box twice actually. So that's where it got for me. So yeah, hands down, Real Street. I love watching anything else. So I mean, that's just my favorite.
Oh, yeah. See, now, Jazz J says he had a video of me breakdancing from VMP last season. I'm calling this bluff on there.
Oh, shit. Jazzy don't play.
Cannot break. If I breakdance, I break.
Now, I will say this. In 2023, one of the most popular classes that people are liking to watch is NHRA Pro Stock Motorcycle. That's a fact.
Oh, my goodness. I mean,
there's more interest in that class right now than there ever has been, I think.
Oh yeah, because I mean, Gage has been doing a great job all year, and like I said, he was beating himself up. He went red, but John Forrest has said it. But he said, Warren Johnson said, if you don't red light every once in a while, you're not trying hard enough. So
that's right. That's Dustin's motto.
Yep, I go for
Dustin's
it.
But
which Chris Spire says the most controversial question: Kawasaki or Suzuki?
Zoot Nation for me.
And actually, the answer to this one is the answer. The answer to this one is the answer to my favorite class to watch, whichever one doesn't go down the racetrack.
Oh, super stock. That's the
there's the OG. It was like it's almost like
Shane.
I almost could feel this coming. Somebody asked a Cowie Suzuki question, like alarm goes off in Shane Proctor's head.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Cow power." It doesn't matter like that. Shane could be working right now. He just
I can hear him right now. Kawasaki,
talk.
Baby. I can hear it. Yeah. I always give him a hard time in the lanes if I push by him or something.
Shane knows. I'm trying to show the crowd. Look, I got some boosters, some 14s back there. I'm good with whatever's running for the weekend.
Yeah,
that's my jam.
Whichever one you go. Maybe don't need a maintenance.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There you go.
Oh man. Well, look. What else do you got, Fabian? We're gonna put you on the spot. I forgot.
Okay.
Forgot to. I think you heard us talking about it earlier, but I forgot to figure out my screen sharing settings. Now I can do this.
You could go on your phone and just do the random thing and then just show.
I can do it on the internet. It's up to we probably ought to do that because I feel like we're gonna get Darren screwed on this. Darren was like, "Please pick 8."
And just go on your phone and just do it, and then you can just show the screen when it pops up the result.
All right, that'll work. That'll work. 1 to what?
1, 2. All right, let me pull up my spreadsheet. Hold on. You can go to random.org for us.
Yep, I got it right here.
Okay, the starting number is actually 3, and it goes to 3 through 78.
Okay.
So Fabian's going to draw a $50 gift certificate winner tonight. And then keep in mind, next week we got a big giveaway, about $700 worth. You get to pick 1 of 3 prizes. So if you're not subbed up, get your ass on it. Me and Dustin get 62 cents off of every dollar.
I'm going to have to buy blood pressure medicine, so y'all going to have to help me out.
help lower Dustin's blood pressure. Oh,
right,
man. So, yeah. Like I said, there's still
right,
sign up for the big giveaway. If you could win literally $700 value. Okay, Fabian's got it dialed up. Let's see here. That's good enough, Fabian. We don't care. We trust
here we
you.
go.
We know you're honest.
Number 39.
That's my race number, just so y'all know. That's my shit.
He got so excited. He about exploded, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
I was getting
39.
ready to say I won, but I didn't.
Job.
Man, this is another repeat winner. That's Mr. Farmer, James Farmer.
Oh, cool. He just now peanut butter.
I was going to say, the only reason I know is because I don't know his email, but it says 1XPB. I know that's
Mr. Peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. And that is literally how Crystal and I call his number. We'll go 1X peanut butter. I'll say, top of the racetrack, win like peanut butter.
Yeah, I know. I like that. And that's a super awesome family right there, by the way.
Yeah,
they really are. They really are.
Congratulations to Mr. James Farmer, who won himself a $50 gift card. Did we say who it was from, Dustin?
Whatever it was last time. Last time was MTC.
Was it MTC? We'll figure it out. He either won one from, maybe it's Schnitz. I don't know. Maybe we'll let you pick. How about
either way, you're getting a $50 free.
So congratulations. Thank you to Fabian for doing that for us. Big Dave said, have I, Ben Knight, had a red light per Dustin? He's usually around 60. That's quite a bit for me. Yeah, Big Dave, I'm not usually flirting with that too hard. I had a couple 011s, I think, last race, 011, 012. So
that's been going red 011, which is a good place to be, but he needs to do that more often.
I'm going red. I just need to get my going green to about a 30.
Then I'll be going rounds in the gamblers. I watch him leave and go, oh my God. And his win line will come like, don't surprise me at all. Like, what the hell?
I was thinking about you in Squirrel Nation when I knew I chopped it down with those 011s or double O's. No, it was like my double O, I think, semifinals of Bracket Bash.
Yeah, the one at nighttime. Yeah,
when y'all were like, man, he's
dark.
Late. Yeah.
Yeah, your light picked up when it got dark.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Basically, Ben's 60s will be great at nighttime, but if y'all race him in the day, he's going to be 50 or 60.
Yeah, for sure.
Worst case, they're going to be 50 or 60, and you have a good lot, you're going to win. So I'm just helping you out.
There you go.
Yeah, Dustin's just telling y'all how to do it. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Fabian, you got anything else you want to shout out before we close this up for tonight? I know Dustin's got to get some rest, and you do too.
I'm so tired. I got 2 hours last night.
But on Monday, my girlfriend Kelly and I, we were celebrating our 2-year anniversary. So I'm really looking forward to having a weekend off and spending weekend with her. Really, I have Bike Fest coming up in July, and then we have Jet Wars at Maryland, and then just those are the next 2. And like I said, with NHRA, you just never know what may happen. And but something else, a lot of people don't know this. There's one thing I've always wanted to do, and I've done it at an international event, was flip the switch. But I've got to do it at US 13 dragway once. Actually, the dirt oval was stand in a NASCAR flag stand and just wave the green flag. I've always had to do it.
Go down there. Go down there and call Cletus's races, man. You could do that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The thing is, I did it at US 13 when Chad Cathell said, come on over, and I did it on the dirt track. It felt like I was getting sandblasted in the face for about 6 hours. I mean, and literally there was one. It was one of the sprints flipped, and a piece of his wing came off the car, and it headed toward the flag stand. all three of us, myself, Robert, and Keith, were in the flag. And all three of
cover.
us just dropped. Then about 2 seconds later, you see me like I wave a surrender flag, wave the caution flag, like, and they're like, "Y'all all right?" We're like, "Yeah."
I'll get to it when I can, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Get to it when I can.
But again, guys, thank you all so much for having me on this tonight.
Oh,
I really do appreciate it. And remember, guys, support for anyone watching, support your local racetrack, support the companies that support our sport, because racetrack shutting down is not a good thing. We need more racetracks to open up, and just support your local racetracks. And because if you don't, our sport's not going to live.
We don't spend a lot of money in gas money. You'll be spending a lot of gas money running the roads. Like me and my wife talked about this other day. Like we went to the local track a few weeks ago and raced, and I done good and drove home and had a steak dinner on the way, and it was done. I'm like, man, it is nice if sometimes just to go to the local track and right here at the house and play around. And if we don't support them, then they're not going to be there when we want to go. So
that's right.
Exactly.
I go to mine every points race they have when I'm home, and all the bike guys are going to be there. I go, even if I've just now got back from a race, because it's just one day, one and done thing.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that, Fabian. That's something Dustin and I try to harp on. I mean, whether you can make it to an XDA or whatever, just make sure you're getting out and supporting the tracks. And just here's something else I don't know if we touched on a lot, but social media is powerful, y'all. So just be careful and think twice before you post something, because whether you had an issue or it wasn't your best weekend or something you weren't thrilled about, it doesn't always need to be aired out, because very, very rarely are we getting praise out to these hardworking people, staff, series, whatever, racetracks in general. So make sure you give them some praise too, but think twice before you post something. It might be better to reach out directly.
That's a very good topic and all, but Nathan just now said hello, Robin Procopio, and I just want to say hello, Robin.
Always shout out to Robin.
Robin Procopio, the night her husband Ronnie won his 7th MIR track championship, tying him at the time for the most all time, she took him to the woodshed in the final.
Ooh. Well, she takes me to the woodshed every time we race. So,
which by the way, Dustin, the last 25 times you've raced her, you've only beaten her 3.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. That's probably accurate.
And
I don't know. That's a real stat. Right?
Jazzy J said, he said, Dustin, come support ATCO. Man, I'll send you the entry fee money. You can go ahead and go out there. How about that?
One last thing real quick. We got a late entry. You're going to have to go back and check the actual recording, but Mr. Mark Rendaluke says, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
All right, I'll say it right one time.
Okay, here we go. Here's the moment of truth.
All right, Mark Rendaluke. We'll see you at the next
nailed it. Good job. Real quick, Fabian, once again, we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us tonight and chit chat and everything. I forgot to tell you, when we pull you off, make sure it's going to probably it's probably going to try and download a file. So just make sure it says it's downloaded before you close out the broadcast for me, if you don't mind. We're going to pull you off and just run through the sponsor list real quick. But once again, thank you, Fabian, and can't wait to see you again at Bike Fest.
See you soon, buddy.
Again, guys, thank you guys for coming out. Remember, support your local racetracks. Have your pets spayed and neutered. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
thanks, Fabian. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Yeah, good night. Good night. All right. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed that. Super stoked to have Fabian take the time out to come join us. Hope y'all had fun with that one. Appreciate y'all asking some questions about it and whatnot. So, tell us how we did. Let us know who you want on next. I'm thinking next week we'll probably revert back to the old style real quick. Probably have a recap from Dustin. That's one thing I want to touch on real quick, too, while we were talking about racetracks. Let me pull up my trusty calendar. Where is it? So this coming weekend, if you're looking for something to do, we got SDBA. Dustin will be there, right? Etheridge Motorsports Park.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Then if you're up in the Northeast, go support Bikes in the Valley. That's a great little series. They're at I'm not sure if that's right. Double check it. It actually says they're at New England Dragway. I hope I got that right. If they're not at New England, I can tell you where they are. They're at Lebanon Valley. So go support them. And then it looks like we got AMRA at Lucas Oil Raceway Park in Indianapolis. And then last but not least, we got the New Jersey drag bike racers at Island Dragway. So there's plenty of racing action, and that's not even counting your local tracks. So make sure y'all get out and support them. Once again, thank you for all you awesome subscribers, patrons. Get on there. For $1, you're going to win up to $700 in value next week. Dustin's ready to call it a night. So let me run through the sponsors real quick. Worldwide Bearings, MPS Racing, Penske Racing Shocks, MTC Engineering, Platinum General Services, Schnitz Racing, Manchester Mines, Montgomery Motorsports, Hard Time Parts and Service, Night Marketing Group, Energy Coil, University of Wind, and BMF Motorsports. So without further ado, Dustin's going to go get some rest and then go visit the doctor tomorrow. And I know we saw lots of people wishing you well, Dustin, so get some rest, brother.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. One last thing. PMR this weekend, Noble, Oklahoma. Mr. Mark Rendaluke. He's in on it. Brandon, too, PMRA. Sorry. I didn't end it yet. So if you're out west, I would call that west for me, in Oklahoma City, Thunder Valley Raceway, PMRA. Alex said New England versus Lebanon at New England. Okay, I got that right with BIB. All right, y'all got plenty of racing to do. Get out, support these series and tracks. All right, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll talk with y'all next week.
Bye now.
I was waiting for it.
We're still here, guys.